Hello everyone and welcome to another unit review, and unfortunately today I can't quite show off the 7-star that I would like to, but I am planning on getting a second Randy before this event is over, so we're going to do just the review for now and the showcase later. At least that's what I'm currently planning. So let's talk about Randy, shall we? Because Randy has had an interesting history. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's gone from periods of being not useful, useful, not useful, to now one of the most broken units in the game. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Randy, but it seems like the older a unit is and the more out of the meta they were, the potential chance that Alan will just screw up and give him or her too much. So Randy kind of ended up getting that. And I have to admit, I am not super surprised that they did this. Randy's enhancements were already really good. But okay, first of all, let's get into it. Let's talk about Randy. First of all, his Trust Mastery is a 101 attack, 8 defense, magic, and spirit sword. Oh dear garbage. This has always been one of the things that I thought was going to be the most limiting for Randy, is the fact that to get his TMR ability in his 7-star, he has to equip the sword. So his TMR ability is going to have to be pretty damn good, because this sword is pretty damn bad. His Super Trust Mastery reward is a 50% attack materia with 30% from Esper stats and 15% to HP and MP with swords. Good for a lot of units, not just him. Anyone who uses a sword can potentially get a lot out of this. Now, in terms of Randy's 7-star stats, his max attack, max base attack, which doesn't sound quite right when you say it, is 198, with 65 extra being able to put into attack. Now, that's good, but there are a couple of units out there that have slightly higher attack, so not quite sure how I feel about that, but it's okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Now, the other thing before we get into his 7-star kit and his limit burst and all of that is his enhancements. First of all, Auto Charge Enhanced gives him 8 limit burst crystals per turn, which is a huge amount of limit burst crystals per turn. Bond of Mana gives himself 10% attack. Okay. 100% status resistance. Okay. Auto regen and 5% MP per turn, so you kind of need Bond of Mana. Hero of the Holy Sword maxed out gives an extra 100% attack, 35 defense and spirit when equipped with a sword. Oh my god. Plus an extra 100% when it's one-handed. Okay, that's 200% for equipping the Mana Sword. Now the Mana Sword isn't as bad. His Triple Slash gets a 400% single target physical attack where he debuffs the enemy for 50% for 3 turns. Okay. And the last ability he has is Power Charge, where he gives himself a 5-turn 200% limit burst fill rate. Why he needs it, I don't know. 100% to attack, defense, and spirit, and grants 3 abilities for 3 turns. Which some of those abilities are potentially really strong, but now let's get into his 7-star kit, because the 7-star kit is where Alan kind of screwed up. 7-star maxed with his TMR ability gives himself a 1450% single target 11-hit attack. That's pretty strong limit burst right there. But it also gives himself a 2-turn 300% attack boost. Okay, we're getting there. And his limit burst only costs 18 crystals. Well, that's potentially really strong, but how can it get better? Well, then we get into his Trust Mastery. His Trust Mastery is when he equips his bad sword. He gets 75% physical damage for beasts, dragons, and spirits. That's kind of scary. 25% accuracy and 100% equip attack when single-handing. In other words, it's dual hand. And it upgrades that limit burst that we talked about. Holy shit. That's a lot of natural attack in this guy's kit. But it gets even better because Randi gets a slew of new abilities. So, first of all, in the 6-hit category, he has 100% physical attack, 230% AoE 1-hit physical attack, which, if it sounds weird, that's because there are 2 things in there, just like CG Hayu, and it ignores 50% defense and gives himself the Earth element for 2 turns. Uh-oh, he can imbue elements. We're making up for that mana sword really hard. Super compensation here, guys. Next up, he has a 50 MP ability where he has a 600% single target 7-hit attack. Why does 7 hits sound so It's Holy Explosion framing. Dear God, he got Holy Explosion chaining. And he gives himself the fire element for 2 turns. Okay, now we're getting dangerous here. He has a 60 MP, 100% single target, 6-hit physical attack, 1-hit AoE attack. Once again, CG Hayu kind. Ignoring 50% defense, so it's much stronger than it sounds. And 2-turn wind imbue. Okay, now he gets the wind element. This really isn't fair, guys. But then we go even further. So, continuing down the list, he also has a holy attack that is Holy Explosion framing that gives himself the light element. A Holy Explosion attack that is dark element that gives him the dark element. Well, okay, it gives him the dark element, which basically means he'll be doing dark damage. And to cap it off, he has a 600% 12-hit 5 frames physical attack that imbues the water element. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, it's Titus. So he can chain with CG Hayu, he can chain with Orlando's family, which is the most valuable property on the Brave Exvius front right now, and he can chain with Titus. He's basically got the major families covered. Holy crap. Now, his cooldown abilities include on a 2-turn cooldown, available turn 2, 1-turn cooldown, 200% single target 4-hit physical attack, single target 2-turn 60% defense debuff, and then hits with a 600% single target 1-hit physical attack at 10 frames. Interesting. I mean, it's CG Hayu-esque for sure. He gives himself 20% to Spirit and MP, 40% Light Resistance, 20% to cast an AoE 100% attack at the beginning of each turn. So, 20% chance that he just gives your team an attack buff at the start of the turn. Nice guy. And the sun came out. Isn't that nice, guys? The sun came out. Other than that, he has available turn 2 on a 1-turn cooldown, a 1000% single target, 12 hit at 8 frames physical attack. That's a very powerful physical attack. And a 99 MP available on a turn 5, 4-turn cooldown, self 1 turn, 75% damage versus Beast, Dragon, and Spirit, and hits with a 1700% single target 1-hit physical attack. Wow! That's a lot of damage. But why stop there? He also gets a 80% physical damage with some HP and MP drain, a single target 100% HP revive, 20% extra MP, 40% to attack, 20% to HP, 240% modifier for one ability, 300% modifier for a couple of the other abilities that we mentioned earlier, and 1 limit burst crystal per turn, and a damage increase of his limit burst of 1.3 times. And what's better, he can dual cast pretty much all of this. So let's ask the big question that might be on your mind. Is Randi just the best damage dealer in the game? No. Until further notice, CG Hayu. CG Hayu is just consistently way better than Randi. Because he has triple cast, because he is just naturally stronger in his kit, because he has more attack points. Basically, CG Hayu is still the conclusively better unit. However, there are two builds that are particularly really interesting with Randi. One is with his TMR, which is a good choice. It gives him a lot of extra attack. But, and more importantly, his limit burst gains a 300% attack boost. Holy crap. The real potential absolute nutso facto of Randi is with a different weapon, which is the enhanced dice, or Setzer's TMR. Fixed dice, I think it's called. Apparently with that thing and enough attack, you can even kill Omega, who is one of the more recent trials on the Japanese side. So in general, Randi's kind of amazing. Not for a whole bunch of other things, because there are a couple of different ways to gear him, and right now it's fairly easy to get one of his TMRs, because you're getting Trust Moogles from the raid. But if you didn't have a CG Hayu and you're new and you're wanting an amazing damage dealer, this is essentially it, and he's only on a split banner with Flamey with a step-up program, where he's the main unit coming in a couple days on Friday. Long story short, out of all 5 of the rainbow units in this current raid, Randi is by far the best. Just unbelievably amazing how much they overcompensated for his kit. Is he the most powerful damage dealer? No, but his kit is so incredible between having status resistance, as well as a ton of attack boost, as well as just a ton of options for weapons. Yeah, Randi ended up being something really amazing. So if you need someone other than CG Hayu, if you're currently starting out and you're wondering, what's a good way to get a top tier damage dealer? Randi. He's definitely expensive for new players, and he will be a little bit of a long-term investment, but he's kind of there. And you can get him there. All you need are very specific TMRs. So once I have my 7-star, I'm being a little overconfident, I will come back and do a 7-star showcase of this guy. But before we go, and I'm going to have to borrow from a friend unit basically, I do want to show off his 7-star sprite because it is just gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. There it is. So if this happens to be one of my YouTubers, your guy got featured online. But as you can see, just an absolutely gorgeous green. Love the green effect on this sprite. And for his build, he's made quite an impressive one. And really, yeah. So I look forward to hopefully showing you guys what Randi can do in the future. Till then, everyone, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we will be reviewing the rest of the Secret of Mana units. Till then, see you later.